Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Lost in Dead Space, and I'm here again to talk about games that suck. And boy, do I got a doozy today. Here's the 3 things I'm going to cover. There's a lot more wrong with this game than just these 3 subjects, but these are the main key points that ultimately makes this game trash. So with all of that out of the way, today, I'm going to tell you why The Last of Us 2 sucks. First things first, let's just get Joel's death out of the way. I've never been so disappointed with a AAA video game purchase so quickly in my entire life. Literally right off the bat, the main character and the whole reason I got the second game in the first place gets murdered, Glenn from The Walking Dead style, with a golf club by some on steroids. It was incredibly shocking, and don't you worry, I'm going to be on this girl later on in the video. But I remember at this exact point in time, 10 minutes into the game, the first thing that came to my mind when watching this scene was, oh, this game is gonna suck. I'm rarely wrong about things like this, and I wasn't here. A lot of people were shocked and outraged by this moment, and rightly so, but that's what they were going for here, I think. They were showing you that anyone's life can end in an instant, no matter how badass you are, or important, or beloved. You could just literally die. Now you're gonna be worried about other people. If Joel can die, then anything can happen. This is what I think they were going for, but at the end, they made a fatal sin of storytelling. And I'm not saying killing Joel is a bad example of storytelling, because it's not. A lot of stories kill main characters off all the time. What I'm saying is they did it at the wrong time. It would have been much more impactful if he were to have died at the end of this game, because the relationship between Joel and Ellie was the main driving point of storytelling in the first game besides the main plot. And if they were to have done this a second time, really driving home their relationship, and then it gets ripped apart at the end of the game, it would have been much more impactful, and it wouldn't have left such a bad taste in people's mouth. Not only that, but if they were to have saved Joel's death for the end of the game, it would not only have much more of an impact, but then at that point they could have had an entirely different plot. The sky's the limit of what they could have done. They could have found another way to stop the zombie infection, to save the world, or even find a way to live with the zombies. Any of these things would have been better than what we were stuck with, which was a one-dimensional, woke, wet dream, a convoluted lesbian relationship with danger and revenge sprinkled on top. And if you can't tell by my tone of voice, this wasn't exactly what I signed up for. So picture this. We have a completely different plot. Let's just say they found out another way to stop the zombies or something along the lines of that. So as this is going on, there's a lot of time in between that their relationship could build, and then throw in this girl that Ellie has an attraction to, and you get that drama that everyone loves. You know Joel isn't too keen on the idea of their relationship, but over time he gets used to it and eventually comes to the realization that he was wrong, and he's just happy that Ellie found someone to share this world with, or something cheesy like that. So then shortly after this epiphany, they finish the plot, and then out of nowhere, Joel gets killed by this girl that is exacting revenge for the death of her dad at the end of the first game. Boom. Mic drop. You had no idea this shit was coming. It's a predictable storytelling mechanic, but it would have hit much harder. You could just leave it right there as a cliffhanger. Or you could go down the Red Dead 1 lane and let you play as Ellie to track this girl down that caused you so much pain, and have it play out exactly how it does right now, but in an extremely condensed version for obvious reasons. But then at that point, you get 2 beautiful stories for the price of 1. You get the whole Ellie and Joel relationship story as they save the world or whatever, and the whole lesbian whatever that's going on. And then you get the Ellie revenge story that almost ruins her relationship with Dina, which is the girl that Ellie is attracted to. We'll talk about her later. Doesn't that sound much better and more deserving for a character like Joel? I think it does. But no, that's not what we got here. All we got was the Ellie revenge story, and that's it. When in the first game you're trying to save the world from Armageddon turns into Ellie just trying to kill the girl that killed Joel, it just doesn't hit the same way. The game just doesn't feel as impactful. And it kind of feels like a spit in the face. I think what they were trying to do here was just trying to focus on this relationship between Dina and Ellie, and think people would just give them 10 out of 10s just for being brave and changing the norm, quote unquote. But people aren't so easy to please anymore. They realize a shit story when they see one, and I'm happy that it got the ratings that it got. But moving on from this travesty of storytelling, there is other things that made this game just ass, and I wanted to cover them now. This girl right here, Abigail Anderson, or what I call her, the on steroids. The second worst antagonist in video game history since the Calypso twins of Borderlands 3. She's the cause of everyone's frustration with this game. The person who kills Joel because Joel killed her daddy in a laboratory at the end of the first game to save Ellie from death. Now, if this was an addition to the end of a story's climax, like in my example, this could have paid off really well. But no, this is the main plot of the story. I might add, I came up with my story within 5 minutes of sitting down in front of my computer, as were these people who get paid to write video game stories came up with this garbage and thought it was great. And I don't even know the first things of putting a story together. I don't want you thinking that I think that I am better than these people, because basically what I did was take what they made and just made it better. Anyone with 20/20 hindsight can do the same. But back on topic. Her character is as bland as an uncooked potato with testosterone injected into it. She adds nothing to the story besides ruining it, and her decision-making skills are so moronic. Why would she kill Joel in front of Ellie and then let Ellie live? Don't you think that the exact thing that you just did to Joel is gonna happen to you now? Nah, they left her alive because they needed a story to tell. And I would have liked the game more if they would have just killed Ellie instead. I don't even like Ellie. She's irritating. All she does is get Joel into trouble, but now it just seems like Ellie's the only one with plot armor, which is unfortunate. So now, because this woman is so dumb, Ellie tracks her down, and you have the choice of killing her or not, which I don't know why you wouldn't kill her because she's the one that ruined The Last of Us 2. I strangled her under that water for revenge for Joel and for the revenge of this story. In a side note, didn't you just love this sex scene where they forced you to watch her get by some other juiced up jackass? Wasn't that the greatest? All jokes aside though, this was the most entertaining scene of the game for me just because of how awkward and unexpected it was. I laughed my ass off watching these two potatoes pork each other. I really felt like I unlocked a new category in the Pornhub search engine. Look at these two go at it. Just a travesty. Well, besides that, I really don't have much else to say about her because there's nothing else to say. At least in Borderlands 3, they forced the Calypso twins down your throat where you develop an actual hatred for them. In this game, I just hate her because she ruined what could have been a great game. Also, she sucks, let's just be honest. I would have the same complaints about her even if she didn't kill Joel. But moving on from the last thing, I wanted to just cover real quick what I would call the complete destruction of the inner story. With the death of Joel, the story has to depend on other characters to fill that hole, and it just doesn't work. There's Joel's brother, who I really like. I think he's a solid character. He's just not in the game long enough or implemented right to really have made an impact. Maybe if Joel's brother took the place of Joel, it would have been different, but it didn't play out that way. And then you got Dina, who I actually really like. I love Dina. I think she's a great character. She was just implemented poorly. Then you got this dipshit right here that nobody cares about. Well, at least I don't. Who knocks up Dina and is there basically to just add more drama to this whole bisexual relationship thing that's going on, which I don't have an issue with. I love Dina, as I said, but what's the point of his character? And then we have Ellie. I despise her with every bone in my body, and I want you guys to let me know down in the comments below if you also feel the same way about her, because she's horrible. I don't know what it is about her, but I just can't stand it. And you can't escape it because she's the main playable character of this game. My sister says she loves Ellie, and she tried to tell me why, and I don't know. It's just not there. I don't know. Let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Do you like Ellie or not? Let me know. All she does is cause issues for all the other people around her by getting caught up in this revenge quest, and the game at this point just feels like a reality TV show more than a survival game. Basically, the game is just following her towards her quest of revenge, and then drama happens. First, it's Ellie and Dina, getting an attraction for each other. Ooh, what's gonna happen? Or is Dina okay with this? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. And then this guy shows up. I don't even know his name. I don't remember it, and I don't want to look it up. He's just unworthy of my time. But apparently he knocked up Dina. So now Dina's pregnant, but she still has feelings with Ellie. They kiss, they make out and whatever. I guess she's having the baby. We don't know. It's her choice, though, guys. It's her choice. I don't know what's going on. The game, it really just feels like I'm watching a season of the Kardashians or something. I don't know. And then it's mixed in with all this brutal murder, blood and guts, beautiful graphics. And I'm just like, it kind of feels like a what if scenario. Like, what if this happened and that's actually what we ended up with? And I don't like it. And I know you guys don't like it as well. So let me know how much you guys hate this game or love it. Maybe you do like the game. Maybe you think that it was a great direction. But that's basically all I have for you guys today. There's no need for me to continue on. You guys know how bad this game is. So just let me know if you liked this video. And if you did, be sure to leave it a like and subscribe. Share with your friends, help this channel grow, and be sure to leave a comment on your feelings about the story or any additions that you thought I left out or wanted me to change. With all that said, I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.
Yeah.